Arlene Byler. I was here at the founding, and we started in a couple of rented buildings, six students our second year. And it was just about that time that we were given the 2 acres of property where we are and where building 1 is.
And when we moved to building 1, the whole school was in that one building together. Our rooms were separated by wooden partitions that you would trip over when you walked out the door. But it was such a close-knit, loving environment. The school was so small, we didn't have a copier. You would stop at Thrifty Pharmacy on your way home and make copies if you needed copies. And it was all hands on deck. We were just a family. You would vacuum the floors when you left, you cleaned the bathrooms, and nobody minded. It was just a wonderful way to serve.
My family and I came to Faith Academy in the 2003-2004 school year. I brought my children here because I saw the work that Faith Academy was doing, and I saw the students that were coming out of Faith Academy, and I liked what I saw.
And we're thinking we need to grow. There was a dealership over to the south of us, and as it ended up, the dealership moved, and we were able to renovate, and with everyone helping, we had teachers helping, parents, kids, and believe it or not, in 3 weeks, what is now Building 4 was renovated into the classrooms as they are now.
So fast forward a few years, and we began construction on Building 6, which is our early education building. And I remember Mrs. Byler and myself were walking in the building one day during construction, and they said, "What in the world are you going to do with all of this space?" And we looked at each other and kind of shrugged, and we said, "God knows, God will send him." And he has. He has blessed us abundantly, and I'm so very grateful to be a part of that journey.
Faith Academy was able to help us not only teach the girls, but they walked alongside of us in the spiritual side of life. That was what was the most important to us. I've been here long enough to see us go from 1 or 2 buildings to the campus that we have now. I've watched the incredible growth not only in the numbers, but in the students themselves that have been at Faith Academy.
Two years ago, we were at 240 in our entire enrollment from early education through senior. And at this point, we're approaching 350 just in the last 2 years. And that's been a lot of learning, a lot of growth, and a lot of wonderful parents have moved out to this area, and some have even come to the area for Faith Academy and for Fountain.
At the present time, as the chaplain, I'm working with faculty and I'm working with staff in our spiritual development, our spiritual formation. As we pour into our faculty and staff, they're able to then pour into the students that are in their care.
I feel very blessed to be here because I've got wonderful people, and all I have to do is pray a lot and watch us as we grow.
Faith Academy is a very, very special place to me because not only do we work together, we are truly family. We lean into the Lord one with another. We pray for one another. We walk through happy times. We walk through sad times. We've walked with one another through birth, through death, through anniversaries. All of the things that you think a family walks through, we've walked through it here at Faith Academy.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, have everlasting life.
We still had a few students that struggled, so we began to investigate why are they struggling, and that's how we got started in what was then Learning Connection. And as it grew, probably in I think 2015 or so, we adopted the name of Falcon, which is an acronym for Faith Academy Learning Connection of Neural Development.
Our son started attending Faith Academy and had his screening in the Falcon Center. I was so fascinated by the things that he was learning and the things that they were doing with him that I wanted to know more. And so I applied and got a job here and part of the Falcon staff.
And we started with visual exercises. We then got into auditory integration training, called laser and interactive metronome. So we're able to see how we can best educate each student, even if they don't know they're struggling.
The biggest improvement we've seen is with this vision therapy, and it probably ties into the rhythmic movements as well, but even when he was small, we couldn't go out and play catch, but now with the vision therapy, we can.
We were seeing some concerning things in her life. We were seeing things like an aversion to reading, coordination issues, sensory issues. During her Falcon screening in 5th grade, she was identified as having a severe vision issue. She was working twice as hard to read compared to a typical person. All that is said, she received the benefit of collaboration between her Falcon trainer and her doctor. And throughout that whole summer, before leading up to 6th grade and her entire 6th grade year, she no longer needs vision therapy. And in fact, at her last assessment just before school started this year, she scored higher than her Falcon trainer on her vision assessment.
When our new building, we hope, will be finished in 24. And when that happens, Falcon will be able to move into its 3rd building. We're very, very blessed with Falcon that it touches everybody.